We've got some very special guests now. We know that Olympics fever is well and truly gripping Great Britain at the moment. And good news, the Paralympics begin in Paris August the 28th.
Yeah, and I'm delighted to say we've got two Paralympians here with us now. Wheelchair fencers Oliver Lam-Watson and Dimitri Coutya. First things first, you fly on the 23rd, is that right? Not long now. Dimitri, we'll start with you. How are the preparations going?
Yeah, they're pretty intense at the moment, but getting really excited. You can feel the kind of like the fever rising, as you said here. Watching the Olympics has been fantastic, particularly the fencing, because it's in the Grand Palais, which is the same venue as the one we'll be competing in, and I really just can't wait to get going. Yeah,
Oliver, I mean, have you been finding watching the Olympics? Is it been getting the juices flowing and the excitement going?
It's one of those ones that's difficult because, you know, it gives a lot of energy and, you know, some athletes will take it in different ways. Some athletes want that energy, they want the excitement. I guess other people maybe, you know, they feel a bit nervous by it, so it's about kind of balancing that. But as Dim said, we went out to Paris recently and actually got to see the fencing firsthand, and the energy was insane. It was, yeah, it was just such a buzz. So it's exciting times.
Yeah, we can see your medals here. Absolutely amazing. But can you just explain how your disability impacts you when you compete?
Yeah, sure. So there are two categories. I'm a category A and Dim's a category B. The main differences are that a category A has usually a lower limb disability and a category B would have a spinal cord or a core function impairment, limitation, which impacts the movement and the change of direction. So, for example, you know, we have many different disabilities. Some people in wheelchairs, with prosthetics, on crutches, in my case, but we all fence in a chair. Just to basically make it fair. And I think what's brilliant about it is that you have all these different disabilities competing in one sport, finding different ways to make their body work best for them. So, for example, I have a good right leg, so going back for me is much faster than going forwards, whereas someone who's got a great left leg, but maybe no right leg, their lunge is going to be extremely quick. So it's really, really interesting stuff.
A question for both of you, really, because there'll be people watching at home, I guess, who will be very inspired by you two. How did you get into the sport in the first place? Dim, I'll start with you.
Yeah, fencing's a funny one where it sounds quite niche, but if you look into it, there's a lot of it about, really. And I actually got started with it at my school as a games option. And, you know, I progressed from doing it once a week to twice a week, and then it's slowly kind of like the passion for it snowballed, and now it's my whole life, basically. I think that's the way a lot of people do get started, because there's a lot of local clubs about, and, you know, it's always like the classic story of you go and you try it out and you use all the kit that they've got there, and then, you know, if it's something for you, you get more invested in it and you start, you know, you're spending that time and finding all the equipment that works best for you and doing it more and more. So, yeah, that's really how I got started.
Oliver, same for you? Was it through school or...?
No, so I was a bit different. I came into it a lot later in life, actually after I finished my Masters, and I had a couple tricky appointments with doctors whereby, you know, it was said that I might have to amputate my leg, or even if I kept it, it kind of wouldn't matter either way due to my condition. I was never going to be an athlete. I was never going to be able to run or walk again normally. And so I guess I went on this kind of journey of self-discovery, and I ended up Googling Paralympic sports. I was like, well, these are definitely sports, and the people that do them are definitely athletes. So there's no way anyone can deny that. So I kind of control-tab and made tabs for all the Paralympic sports, and I found wheelchair fencing, and I thought, this looks great. And it kind of really snowballed from there.
Wow, wow. And you have a social media following of 50,000, is that correct?
Well, yeah, I guess combined over a few of them, yeah.
How important is it to connect with your followers?
For me, it's really important, because I remember being, a kid and being young and disabled, which it can be really, really difficult. And I remember seeing these amazing heroes, you know, these like Paralympians, even like people like Dim, because when I started, Dim had already been to Rio, and I'm seeing these guys on the screen, and there's this real disconnect and this gap between where you are as a young disabled person and the person on the screen, like this hero, and you're like, how do I get there? Like, what's the in-between? I see the start, I see the finish, but how do I, you know, what's the process? And I guess for me to show that journey, to show that process, to show, you know, this is the road I took. And, you know, I was never particularly sporty. So, you know, if I could do it, you know, you guys can do it. And here are the ups, here are the downs, you know, and I think to show that journey for me is really important.
Yeah, Dimitri, I mean, what would you say to maybe young people out there who have a disability, who are keen to get into sport and maybe haven't done it yet?
I think for me, personally, like, sport really changed my life, because when you want to get better at something, you need to understand yourself really well. And I think that is something that a lot of people have to do, especially when they go through a major life change, like acquiring a disability or growing up with a disability. And I think when I really fully committed to fencing and I committed to bettering myself to get better at it, it really helped me cope with not just the challenges that the sport provided, but it taught me a lot about myself and helped me cope a lot better with day-to-day life. And so I'd say that if you find something that you enjoy, and it's a universal thing, not just for people with disabilities, like if you find something that you think is really important, really commit to it, because you'll be surprised what you learn about yourself if you're reflectful and purposeful with it. And I think it can only bring positives, really.
Yeah, absolutely. You both won medals in Tokyo. What are the aims, the goals for Paris?
Do you want to kick off?
Yeah, for me, I'm still chasing my individual goals, and that's always been the dream for me. Tokyo was an incredible experience, and I came away with my first individual medals and team medals at the Paralympics. But I want to push for more, and I'm always aiming for the maximum. I'll be competing in 5 events in Tokyo, so it's like a record for me. It's pretty much every day, back to back in Tokyo. So in Paris, sorry. Yeah. And I'll be looking for trying to maximise as much as I can throughout those whole days, pretty much.
That must need a lot of training, right?
Yeah.
5 days.
For sure, yeah. Wow. And there's a lot of planning that's gone into it to make sure that I can stay as consistent and peaked as much as I can over those 5 days. So I'll be quite tired by the end of the week, but it's worth it.
Oliver, what are your hopes and dreams for this one?
Yeah, it's a really good one. Going into Tokyo, I had like 0 expectations. I think as a team, we'd won maybe 2 medals before that, and then to come out with 2, Paralympic medals in the team event was incredible. And I actually didn't have the individual event at that point in Tokyo, but in Paris I do. So that's going to be really exciting for me. And I don't like to put, everyone wants to win the medal, right? Everyone wants to go there, they want to come first, they want to win gold. I think every single person, on the piste wants that. So for me, I always try and set, less outcome-based goals. Obviously, I do want to win. I would love to take home the medal with these guys. It was one of the most incredible experiences. But I guess for me, it's going out there and knowing that I can make myself proud, make my team proud, and also make my late mother proud. Because that means a lot to me, and I think that includes just going out there knowing that I did everything and we gave it our all. So
yeah, well, the best of luck to both of you. Just finally, what are you looking forward to about Paris? Have you been before, or is it the first time?
Been to Paris a few times. I'm seeing a lot of TikToks going around about the chocolate muffins. And
dude, I was just about to say
so
this.
excited for it.
That's not good for the training, though, is it?
I know. I'm aware, but
after
day 5,
stack them up.
Yes,
ready,
for sure.
ready.
It'll be like, how many of them can we get at the final day we're there before we have to go home?
Muffins. I can't wait. I only signed up to TikTok yesterday.
Yeah.
Guys. Yeah, and I think I don't know what's going on, to be quite honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure. You and TikTok is a good combo.
It's not a good combo.
Dangerous combination.
Anyway,
chocolate muffins sound good. I'll have a look at that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Guys, good luck
to have you. Good luck.
We'll be watching, won't we?
Yeah.
We'll hoping.
I've never seen an Olympic medal up close like this.
Yeah, you're never going to see another one.
Yes. No, when you bring back the gold. Come back in.
Oh yeah, if you bring them in, we might see another
exactly,
one. Yeah.
Exactly.
Good luck. We really hope that you both get gold medals or just perform to the level that you guys want to. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.